Peace and Black Power, everybody. I want to welcome you to another NCRBGZ Productions. Today we got a nice show set up for the family. Like always, we want to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to be here with us. We got a nice panel. We got a nice conversation set up. Like always, give us a thumb up. Leave a comment. Share the video. Let your family know. Let your friends know that we live. Right now, we about to get it in. Today, the name of the show that we're going to discuss is the Masonic influence on America, politics, and the economy. Again, the name of the show is the Masonic influence on America, economy, and politics, or politics and economy. And we're going to jump right in. With that being said, I want to give my panel members the opportunity to introduce themselves to the family, and we're going to jump right into this conversation.
Yeah, Rahul Bat family, peace. This is your brother Nabat Kafafroye Amunreye. I'm a student teacher, a Sabian student teacher of His Excellency Dr. Malachi Z.K. York, 33 degrees and the 720 degrees. And we just got a good discussion today.
Hi everybody, I'm Natasha and I am based in London. I have a podcast, Power Sessions with Natasha, YouTube channel, Power Sessions with Natasha. I'm here to learn and listen like everybody else and enjoy the session.
Yeah, I'm Elder Remesu. I'm happy to be a part of this panel, and I'm just here to receive information, give information, be a conduit.
Peace, everybody.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Peace, everybody. It's Matthew, just here for good conversation and to learn. That's pretty much it.
Peace, family. This is Neb Amin Ray. Ride back. I should have said that first. I'm just here to listen and learn and maybe add on a few things that I know. Hope y'all doing well out there, family. Be safe.
All right. So again, I thank y'all for introducing yourselves, and we're gonna jump right in, man. So there's a lot of stuff going on in America. You had that whole Beyonce thing going on with her video, and it sparked a conversation. Because a lot of people be comparing things, or you would say that the Masons and the Illuminati is the same. So decided to have a conversation where we can break that down and to tie that also into America and what's going on in our current climate right now, right? So with that being said, what I wanted to do was I'm going to sit back, I'm going to interject from time to time, but I'm going to be a student on this show, and I will give Brother Nabat 5 minutes to go in. And remember, Brother Nabat, make sure you show yourself, because last time I think your picture, it was your screenshot. But yeah, I'm gonna mute my mic and we can get it in. Hey, if you on Facebook, if you got any questions, please don't be afraid to ask your question.
All right, peace, family. Let me know if y'all can hear me and see me good.
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, bro.
All right, yeah. So I'll just jump it off. We pretty much just want to bring to the attention to the family and the people out there, the heavy influence that the Masonic craft. First of all, I want to clarify, I am a 3rd degree Master Mason of the original Egyptian Masonic order. This is an order that dates back 10,500 years, stemming out of ancient Egypt. When we're dealing with Freemasonry, we're dealing with degrees that were passed on in Greece and Rome by our ancient ancestors from ancient Kemet. It was also passed on in Europe by the Moors, who left out of ancient Kemet, Ethiopia, Meroe, and different African city-states, and took this information over to Europe to civilize Europeans and to civilize people around the world and bring them up to a certain level of overstanding. when we're dealing with American Freemasonry, we must understand that there is a huge difference from what our ancient ancestors has passed down versus what has been being practiced in this country since 1776 and even before then. But what we're dealing with here is the influence that Euro Freemasons and the Masonic craft has had on American politics over the past few hundred years. And the fact that much of these Masonic dealings have been kept secret from the people to a point where we have been made to believe that the majority of decisions that's made in government, the majority of the decisions that's made in politics and the economy in the United States in general is made by you and me, right? The citizens. This is what we have been made to believe. But what we must keep in mind is that there were individuals from the founding of this nation who had a different agenda. Originally, it was not an evil agenda, but it became corrupt. It became evil over time due to greed, due to money, due to, let's say, individuals who were not upstanding in character, infiltrating the Masonic Lodge, working their ways up to high positions, where they're now associated with other individuals who happen to be in high political positions. So I'm hoping to understand the family's understanding what I'm saying here. Is that, you know, we're definitely going to go more into depth. I just want to do an introduction of what we're going to be speaking about tonight. And again, family, you know, if we have any questions, please feel free to ask. We can definitely clarify a lot of things. We're not claiming to know everything in regards to Masonry, especially not all of the, you know, the new Masonic orders that we have in the world today. There's so many different Masonically associated crafts and orders that you know, we just want to be specific. We want to get down to exactly what took place in history and what is still taking place in this day and time. So anybody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, this is Elder Remesu. I want to say first of all, Rahobat, the bat that was well said, well stated. I want to just most people are unfamiliar with what we are calling Masonry today, and most people are under the mistaken understanding that there's degrees coming from the Blue House, coming from the York Rite, Scottish Rite, and then your higher degrees coming out of the Red House. But you know, totaling 32 or 33, depending on, you know, which house you're coming through. But we've always known it to be an ancient science, and it goes 360 degrees of this physical plane, and then some say 360 degrees of the spiritual plane, giving you 720, as our illustrious master teacher, Malachi Z. York. I just want to say that it's you know, it's real peculiar when you begin to see how it works here in America, because you'll notice that most of your skull and bones, which is nothing but a Masonic fraternity in Yale University, most of your political players in America is coming out of Yale University, is coming out of Skull and Bones, and when we begin to see that we can begin to you know, fill in the dots and understand how it relates to Washington, and as far as we calling it the District of Columbia. And a lot of times when we call it that, we really don't realize that, you know, there's a female on the top of the White House, and that's Columbia, and that's her district. And no one ever questions, you know, what's her purpose. We know when we go to the movies, we see you know, Columbia presentations, you know, films that were put out by these people in the entertainment realm. But who is Columbia? That is you know, that's the big question. So you know, I'm just looking, you know, to see where we're going with this. But that's, you know, that's basically all I have to say at the moment. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
You're always welcome, Elder. You know, we appreciate you even taking your time to be here. You know how I feel. Anybody else want to jump in real fast? You know, we're gonna share the mic, let everybody jump in from time to time. Master you, Nail Bump.
All right, family. Do we have any questions or?
Well, right now, we don't. I'm trying to see, do Master you, Natasha, do y'all want to add something to the
No,
conversation?
I'm just listening right now, and if there's something that comes up I want to add on to, I'll add on to. Right now, I'm just listening to, pretty much listening to what the elder was talking about and what Nabat was saying.
Okay. All right. Well, Sister Natasha,
What up?
or we're gonna let all right, go ahead, Brother Nabat.
All right. Well, I wanted to answer. I wanted to read a few things from a book called "Let's Set the Record Straight" by His Excellency Dr. Malachi Z.K. York.
Brother Nabat, can you your screensaver's on again?
Okay. All right. It's my fault. Yeah. Just give me 1 second, family. I wanted to read something really quick. Just give me 1 sec. So it's a few questions that were asked to our master teacher, being a 720-degree Mason, like our elder Remesu just pointed out, where he was asked certain questions about the Masonic Lodge, and I wanted to read some of those answers. First of all, well, let me just start here. The question was asked: are there different sects, jurisdictions of Freemasonry, and do they all assemble together? And this is the answer he gave. In Freemasonry, you will find that there are many different jurisdictions, sects, or groups of Freemasonry, such as AF and AM, which stands for Accepted, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons, Modern Free Mason, International Mason, etc. And many can be Prince Hall affiliated. John G. Jones, Scottish Rite, and most Prince Hall lodges claims recognition from European, foreign Grand Lodges, like the United Grand Lodge of England, who is said to be the oldest Masonic lodge in the world. Said to be.
Brother Nabat, your screen is frozen, brother. We can hear you. Your screen is completely frozen.
My screen is frozen? All right, give me 1 second here.
But maybe it's because you're reading, I'm guessing. That might be what it is.
How about now? Is it back?
You good now. Now you're good.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that when I try to go back to my home screen, it does that. Let's see if I can share my screen. Maybe this will.
Well, I can allow you to share it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me allow screen share.
Excuse me, fam. I'm not even home right now. I have to be outside because
Okay, you
I'm
can
actually
share.
at family members' party right now, so I can't be. I don't want to have too much background noise. But let's see here. Okay. All right. Let me know if y'all can see this, family.
Yeah, we see it. It's great. We can see it.
Okay. All right. So I'll start from the top. Actually, I'll go back and finish reading that, then I'll read the top question. So it says here. Most Negro Prince Hall Masons believe the first Negro Masonic Lodge started with a man named Prince Hall, who started African Lodge number 459 from a military traveling lodge. Receiving a charter, they say, from the Grand Lodge of England. Prince Hall Masons say they are the only recognized Negro lodges in America with authority to assemble and work the craft. All else are clandestine. Now, family, now I'm going to go back to the top, and he's going to explain to us what it means to be clandestine. Who are the real clandestines of Freemasonry? And as it's broken down, the word clandestine is explained as Freemasonry of a person or lodge not recognized as a regular member, right? Derives from terms clandestinely or clandestineness. And the answer that the master teacher gave to us was, first, let me state that Freemasonry is not a religious sect, group, or organization. Although there are many in Freemasonry called Freemasons that are religious members or believers of many religions worldwide. True Freemasonry has a history of origin that goes back hundreds and even thousands of years. All right, so family, I want to continue on. He says, I can go into the whole story of all the Negro Masons that exist in the USA and if they are legit Freemasons or not. However, I will save that for another time. My main point of this post, excuse me, family, this is someone else inserted something there. Question was asked, if the United Grand Lodge of England is recorded or said to be the oldest Grand Lodge of Freemasons worldwide, then where did the UGLE get their charter, warrant, LOD, and authority to enter, pass, raise Freemasons? The answer, in Mackey's Jurisprudence of Freemasonry, revised by Robert I. Clegg, 33 degrees, page 289, the nature of a Grand Lodge in part. In 1716, there were only 4 lodges in existence in London and no others in the whole south of England. These 4 lodges determined, if possible, to revive the institution from its depressed state, and accordingly they met in February 1717 at the Apple Tree Tavern, whose name has thus been rendered famous for all time, and after placing the oldest master mason, who was the master of a lodge, in the chair, they constituted themselves into a Grand Lodge. So what are we saying here, family? The master teacher is explaining that back in 1716, all you had were 4 lodges that existed in London, right? And they didn't have any others. These 4 lodges, they wanted to revive the institution from its depressed state, meaning these 4 lodges at the time had been, let's say, persecuted against by the church, right? Because in these early times, the 1700s and 1600s, I know many of us have heard about, let's say, the Dark Ages, right? When the church was hanging people on a stake, right? If they believed you to be a heresy or if they believed you to be against the church in any way, they would title you with a negative title such as a witch or a Wiccan or, you know, a devil, you know, and this would justify them murdering you. When this happened, it actually caused these 4 lodges in England to become depressed, meaning many individuals would decide not to join these lodges because of the persecution. And so later, these 4 lodges came together to reinstitute and basically revive the Masonic Lodge. And it happened in London, England, at this Apple Tree Tavern. It's just basically like a bar. You know what I mean? These individuals met there in this bar and decided, hey, we're going to revive Freemasonry. And when they did that, family, I want the family to understand, when they did that, they began reinstituting and inserting foreign doctrine that was not Masonic, that did not come from the original Masonry, which descended out of ancient Egypt. So this is what this is the point of the purpose of, you know, why I'm reading this here, is because we have to distinguish original Freemasonry, which came out of Africa from our ancestors, from what is being practiced in America today. And we, if you're not recognized by any of these European lodges, they consider you to be clandestine, meaning fake. We don't recognize you. And even Africans who belong to us, African Americans who belong to the Prince Hall Lodge, because they were given their charter from Europeans, you will also have separation and division amongst Masons, black and white, in America, depending on what lodge you come from. So let me continue. If there's any questions, family, just feel free to go ahead and interrupt me, and we can address that as well.
Well, hold on, brother. What I want to do is, I'm gonna come back to you, because
Okay.
what I want to do is give each person like 5 minutes. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to allow, because you said some interesting things. So, from what you said, I think it would be wise to really go into the Prince Hall, go into the Prince Hall, and not, because we don't want to stay on it too long, but to get an overview of the Prince Hall and how it started, which charter they under, and go from there. So what I wanted to do was actually allow the elder, if he's still here, I don't know, I can't see right now. Is he still here?
No, like he's out.
Or he's gone?
I'm gonna show some books, man. I'm gonna show some books real quick. I'm gonna show some books.
Okay, well, go ahead right then. I'm gonna try to get the elder back while you do that.
All right. I tell everybody, I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm gonna try something real quick. Y'all see this book right here?
Yeah.
Y'all see?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Y'all, everybody need to get this book.
That's a fact.
You know, by George G.M. James. That's gonna explain a whole lot.
He speaks about it in there, doesn't he?
Yes, about everything, the religions, the masonry, everything. Didn't he get killed? Didn't that brother get killed? Or that's another brother?
I can't say.
But yeah, this brother here tells everything. Greek philosophy is stolen, and that's real.
So let's
get that book right here. I'm gonna break some more down. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do it. All right. Now, this is a situation right here. Man. People like these stole. They all came from places like this. People like Manly P. Hall, good read. And people like Albert Pike, Scottish Rite. You know, but this is where it comes from. They put the remix on it. These people put the remix on it, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, but okay, I got some more. This was a good read right here by Dr. Malachi Z. York. Explains everything and tell you how they stole stuff. Albert Pike and all them, good read. The Book of Light is a good read by Malachi Z. York. Tell you how they stole our knowledge. Another one is Jesus found in Egypt. You see where your Christianity come from. Once again. Another good book, Sacred Wisdom. You see how they stole our knowledge. And the last but not least is right here, the mind. They're good books to get. You probably can get them off Amazon or brother in the back can tell you how to get these books, order these books and stuff. But basically, these books are telling you where it's coming from. How these people like this, these modern day York Scottish Prince Hall people, basically, this is their people right here. They gave them so-called clear, 100% pure masonry. These people right here. We know Albert Pike was a Satanist, and he was a Confederate soldier. He was a Klans member, all that stuff. These people here are teaching you what we really gave them first and put the puffy remix on it. And Dr. Malachi York explains it. Goes deep into our real masonry, the real meanings. You get what I'm saying? Sorry for the food, y'all, all that stuff. And that's all I got to say. Y'all go ahead. My 5 minutes is up.
Okay, what I wanted to do, Sister Natasha, I wanted you to jump in. I don't want you to leave out without jumping in. So if you do you mind jumping in real fast?
I'll jump in when we're into modern day Freemasonry.
Okay,
I
I got
love the fact that we've mentioned the Principal Masons, and some of the Principal Masons actually recently made a trip to Benin, back home in Africa, and they opened a lodge actually over there. I don't know if anyone's aware of that, and it was obviously a very, very emotional affair. So if anyone is in the comments or listening and is doubting that this actually came from Africa, don't doubt it. The information is out there for you to look at, and it's very accessible. So yeah, I'll jump in when we're modern day, because I love talking about the modern day influence of politics, the lifestyle, the music videos we watch, the illusion that we have. There is a big illusion that is very heavily influenced. So I will jump in on that. But the history part, I think the brothers are covering it very well. It's all true. I've also done my research. I love this topic. So I love what Brother Nabat has said, our elder has said, Brother Neb, the books, fantastic. So I think you're all covering it very well.
I'm gonna finish. I'm just going to. I want to clarify to the family. Just shed some more light on Freemasonry in ancient times. Did you want to say something, Saru?
No, I just want to tell you, take your screensaver off. That's it. I save myself. I'll come in later.
All right. Yeah. So I just wanted to shed some more light on Freemasonry in ancient Egypt. What most people don't know is that Freemasonry, actually, the father of Freemasonry is Tahuti, who the Greeks call Thoth. They also gave him a name, Hermes Trismegistus. This is one of our ancient deities, one of our ancestors in ancient Egypt, right? He was represented by a man with the head of an ibis bird, and he's represented holding a tablet with a pen in his hand, right? And this pen and this tablet represents the teachings and doctrine and secrets that were written down and recorded by this master, right? This supreme being, and passed on to our ancient ancestors in ancient Egypt. So Jehutwi is the one who gave the ancient Egyptians, our ancestors, the hieroglyphs, right? The hieroglyphs were designed and put together by Jehutwi and taught to the people by his daughter named Seshat, right? These symbols, these sacred symbols in ancient Egypt, which some people may say call them secret symbols because they don't have an understanding of them, but certain initiates were allowed into these 9 degrees in ancient Egypt, and the meaning of these symbols, these hieroglyphs, were revealed to a small few. It doesn't mean that the average Egyptian could not learn Egyptian hieroglyphics, but what must be understood is that symbols have multiple meanings. And so, like, say for example, when we look at the Ankh, right, and some people may interpret the Ankh as representing the woman, the child, and the father, right? The woman representing Isis, the 2 arms on the Ankh representing Horus or the children, and the bottom part of the Ankh representing Osiris, as we're going to touch on in a second, the obelisk, representing resurrection. But that Ankh had multiple meanings, and it had a higher meaning and lower meanings for certain individuals who belonged to these sacred degrees and orders in ancient Egypt. The priesthood of Amun, right, is that group in ancient Egypt that would reveal these secrets to certain individuals for the men. as well as the sisterhood of Hathor, or the order of Hathor, and the daughters of Isis, back then called the sisters of Isis. That was the feminine order that would reveal the counterpart to the Masonic teachings or to the ancient Egyptian mystic teachings. There was a masculine and a feminine form to that. So again, family, when we're dealing with Freemasonry, we must understand that the hidden symbology, the hidden symbols in Freemasonry themselves have a relation to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, right? Say for example, when we're dealing with this symbol that you see here, right? This symbol here is the square, the compass, and the letter G. I'll give a brief overstanding on the letter G. When we're dealing with the letter G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. And like my brother Master U spoke on before we jumped on the live, the number 7 dealing with supreme mathematics represents God. And here we are, the 7th letter is the letter G. But when you're looking at the letter G, what you're actually looking at, if you take a close examine, family, just type in the uppercase letter G, and you'll see that what you're actually looking at is a square and a compass, meaning, a square and a circle, or the 4th part of a circle combined with a 90-degree angle of a square. Y'all good? Yeah, we just walked past our car. Okay, yeah, I'm straight. All right. So this is the relationship to geometry, which we know came out of ancient Kemet. The letter G being the 7th letter, being composed of a circle, and then you see a 90-degree angle. That 90-degree angle going in is the square. Now, in ancient Egypt, certain geometrical symbols were related to the genders. For example, the square is related to the male, the man, and the circle is related to the woman, the feminine. When you bring the circle and the square together, that's when you get God. That is God. So the relationship between the Ankh, of the coming together of man and woman, compiled with this letter G, we actually see how the symbology and the geometry, the understanding of these sciences was taken from our ancient ancestors. And what we must understand is when we're dealing with English language, when we're dealing with the English alphabet, all of it was composed by Freemasons. The entire English alphabet is nothing but squares and circles. When you're looking at the letter A, you're looking at a square, or actually, in fact, it's a pyramid with a capstone, a higher uppercase letter A, which is the first letter of the Greek alphabet and the English alphabet. They say alpha. They call it alpha, but in fact, it's a pyramid, family. When we're dealing with the letter B, that's a Masonic letter. In fact, when we look at all 3 of the monotheistic religions, in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the letter B, we find that each one of these sacred texts in their original language actually began with B. When it comes to Hebrew, the first word in the Hebrew Bible, they say it's in the beginning, but it's actually written in Hebrew, so we would have to read it in Hebrew. And that first word is the word Barashith, right? Which means reconstruction period. When we step over to the Quran, the very first word in the Quran, right, or the very first statement that was said to Muhammad before he spoke was Bismillah, right? Bismillah, which means by way of the name of Allah, right? And this is the statement or the command that Gabriel gave to Muhammad in the cave. And we're told that in the New Testament, it's the same thing. The very first word in the very first book of the New Testament, you find the letter B. So, family, what we must understand is that there is a cryptic code that has been composed, not just this economy, not just this country, but the language, the words that we use, the alphabet that we write in every day, the religions, and like say, for example, the King James version of the Bible. Some people may have heard about Shakespeare, right? Having an involvement in the composition or the composing of the Hebrew Bible of 1611, the King James version. What people don't know is that this individual Shakespeare was a made-up character based on a real individual who was a Freemason, and that there is Freemasonic code written throughout the Bible, written in American politics, in the governmental law. When we speak about Black's law, right? We're speaking about codes that were composed by Freemasons. So, family, will simply, I know this is a lot of information many people may not have heard on, and we can get some of the other panel members to chime in, or even ask any questions they may have. But I'm just bringing a lot of these things to the light, and hopefully, Natasha, this will, kind of bridge the gap. I know you wanted to mention a few things in ancient Egypt that evolved into, and still being practiced by Europeans in America today. So we can definitely go more into depth on that. Any questions, family? Any other panel members want to?
Yeah, let me I'm gonna jump in real fast. Something you said right then about the 1611 version. People don't know that the first Bible was written it was basically a Masonic Bible. I wish I can pull up some pictures, but I wasn't prepared. So they end up changing it, and then they wrote their own Bible. But all the words had symbols in it all throughout the writings of the first 1611 Bible. But what I wanted to do, I wanted somebody to touch on the Prince Hall, but I guess the elder ain't coming back. So I can, but I'm not. I just know that, what you were saying, I had pulled it up about the Prince Hall, what Prince Hall really wanted to do, but I'll leave that alone. But one thing I am going to talk about is Washington, D.C., how it's mapped out. How Washington, D.C. was mapped out by Benjamin Banneker, and how Benjamin Banneker was a Master Mason, and he mapped it out so that 16th Street, if you know anything about 16th Street on Washington, D.C., 16th Street is the street that goes straight to the White House. But down 16th Street, you will see that it's all churches and Masonic buildings all up 16th Street. Because that was called the corridor, where he set it up where it be matched similar to what's going on in Kemet. Anthony Browder has a tour. It's called Kemet, Egypt on the Potomac. He take you on a tour on Washington, D.C., and he shows you all this. So we went to the Scottish Rite, the Scottish Rite building and the York Rite building. And you can see that on the Scottish Rite building, when you deal with, there you go. And look, I got videos, right? But when you go there, yeah, look, that's the Sphinx, basically, how they revamped it on the side, right? But when you go there, and then when you go to the York, right, when you get up to the top, do y'all want to know what's the color of the people that they are seeing is in heaven? They are black. And like, I'm glad you done that, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show some stuff when I share my screen the next time. But Anthony Browder, there you go, Egypt on the Potomac. That's the book right there. He take you on a tour, and he let you see how Washington, D.C. was mapped out just like ancient Egypt, even to the point wherein how with Thomas Jefferson, how the statues and the obelisks, all this was taken from ancient Egypt, and they brought it here to America. And that's why a lot of people say that America is the new Egypt because of the way it was mapped out. It was mapped out exactly a way that they did to ancient Egypt. And also, Benjamin Banneker do have a park. Now, I don't know if you ever knew. If you know about Benjamin Banneker, you can research Benjamin Banneker. But they have a park for Benjamin Banneker in Washington, D.C. And the bad thing about it is the park is desolated. It's not working, like the water don't run or nothing. It's desolated. But he was the one who actually mapped out Washington, D.C. for the family. This was a Black man that done this, and he was a master mason. So with that, I'm gonna just pass my mic. I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna sit back and be a student tonight.